All right. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for a Football Friday. It is October 15th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your day. As always, don't forget to subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner or hit the subscribe button below this video if you are using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by HockeyPicks.com. Anybody can play, anybody can join. Sign up today and follow the top pickers each and every day right here at HockeyPicks.com. In fact, if you want to follow my selection each and every day, go to Most Followed, look for the Hall Olympic logo, and then you'll see Ron Raymond. I went 6-3 yesterday. I said 6-4 in my podcast. I don't know why I said that this morning, but it was 6-3. But the alert worked today. Oh, that's awesome. All right, so so back to this here. I just saw somebody writing the bullpen. The alerts are working because yesterday, for some reason, the alerts didn't go out. So it's good to see the alerts working. And I'll get to my round of good mornings in just 1 second while I finish the advertising here for HockeyPicks.com. And there's Eddie O didn't play yesterday. He played on Tuesday or Wednesday. He didn't play yesterday. But you can follow the top pickers each and every day right here at HockeyPicks.com. All right, now I'm going to do the rounds and say good morning to the sniper from Winnipeg, Jermaine Brown. How you doing, Jermaine? Mitchell Watson in the house. Bald Cash is in the house. Gloria K, good morning, Breakfast Club. Hey, I love that movie. Every time she says that, I always think of that movie. Telly's in the house. Good morning, Telly. And good morning, everybody. Wherever you are watching the Raymond Report today, it is Friday, October 15th. And it is a balmy, cloudy 18 degrees here in Ottawa. That's where I'm located. I'm in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. I've been in the industry here since 1996. I'm going into my 24th season. During the process, I built a lot of websites, including ATSstats.com, the World Series of Handicapping, Pro Football Contest, season number 10. And so it's not my first barbecue. And today is Football Friday, and we got a good show lined up for you here today. And as you know, weekends now I take off. I recharge the batteries on weekends, and hopefully you're using the website for your resources and making money. Speaking of money, hey, there's old Rusty right on the money right there when you start talking about making money. Hey, good old Rusty. All right, there's Ms. Denica, Better Odds in the house, and good morning, everybody who's tuning in to the Raymond Report each and every day. Now, the Raymond Report is built on a couple of things. It's built on the three fundamentals of sports handicapping. When you look at sports handicapping, and now I always say the goalposts have changed in sports betting, and you got to take a different approach to money management, and that's why today you're probably seeing the cash money right here, because I'm gonna have I'm on I get on these missions where I feel like when I believe something and strongly, and I just one show doesn't do any justice, right? It's got to be like a campaign of really preaching the gospel type thing of how to make money in sports betting, right? And the thing is, you got to have your and if you watch a lot of my videos, I talk about the action investor, the bettor who wants to bet every day and needs action on the game, but realizes that's not the really a smart way to make money. And then you got the sports investor, right? You got to pick your spots, and that's why I called now. I had people email me and saying, okay, what's going on now with the pick section, right? Well, the pick section is this. When you buy a membership at ATSstats.com, these I call these my beer and pizza money, right? Now, these are the games that I will bet $25 a game on. So if you go to, let's say, let me see here. Let's go to NHL. So last night went 2-1 my NHL picks. And right here, each and every day, I'm going to post my beer and pizza money picks. That's what I call my $25 games. And you know what? Whatever your beer and pizza money is, it could be $5, it could be $2, it could be $10. Whatever you find is your comfortable zone of betting, and you're not, you got money that you can afford to lose. That's your beer and pizza money, right? And and my beer and pizza money will vary. It could go from $20, $25, and that's about my range, right? But then I got my sports investment picks, and when I go to my premium sections, these are the picks that I'm going to bet $100 to $500 a game, and these are the picks that I do. I guess you can say I wait for my prime opportunity to bet. Like last night, I'm 2-0 so far in the NHL. I had Edmonton the night before and had Florida Panthers last night. Needed a little luck in both those games, but those are the games that I felt really good and lucky to bet those games, right? So that's what I mean by the action investor and the sports investor. And if when you buy a membership at atsstats.com for $24.99 a month, $99 for the year, and if you use promo code OCT25, I'll post that into the chat box section right here. OCT25, you get 25% off promo. All right, just put that in the bullpen in the chat so people can see it. And whenever you got a regular membership, you're gonna get my beer and pizza money every day. And those are the picks that you can see from NFL, college football, all here. And then if you want my premium picks, my sports investment picks, you go to premium picks right here, Ron's premium picks, and that will lead you to that. All right, so just wanted to get that clarified. I had a couple of emails wondering how to, what's the difference between your action investment picks or your beer and pizza money picks compared to your premium picks. And, if you're going to put a lot of money on games, do your homework on those games and be selective. Like if you bet NFL, college football, there's no need to bet 5-10 games on a college football weekend. If you got one solid play or two solid plays, that's all you need to make money, and then put beer and pizza money on those other smaller plays, right? So let's say you really like 7 games, but only one of them really makes the the one that you really like to hammer. Put whatever your comfort level is in that game. If it's $100, $50, $100, $500, that's your investment pick, right? And then the other ones, you can put 10, 20, 25, whatever, beer and pizza money. But just remember, that's money that you can afford to lose, because at the end of the day, you got to keep track, in my view, you have to keep track of the beer and pizza money picks, because the percentage that you're going to play, because you're going to put higher volume of plays in that category compared to the sports investment pick, right? You're betting maybe 1 to 2 NFL games a weekend, and the lower, less is more, right? And you lower the risk by putting less volume of selections, but your rewards are much higher, and hopefully that helps you out. All right, so welcome to the Raymond Report. My name again is Ron Raymond, and if you are new to this report and you're wondering what exactly is the Raymond Report, well, who is this Ron Raymond guy that comes on this YouTube channel Monday to Friday? Well, if you go to atsstats.com and you want to learn more about the Raymond Report, go to Tools, go to ATS Tutorials, and this is probably good on the weekends if you got a lot of time to kill, because there's 18 mini videos right here that explains the Raymond Report, the betting system, and you can pick and choose the indicators that you believe in. It's all a belief system, right? When you're betting on sports, you have to have some type of belief system, and to me, there's value. There has to be value in your selections. Number 2, the percentage play. The way I look at sports right now, it's all about percentage play, because I say all the time, how do you handicap overtime in hockey? How do you handicap the last 10 seconds in the NBA? It's percentage play. And then the performance indicators cycle. That's my third fundamental. The PCI, performance cycles indicators. And what you want to do is performance cycle indicators are situational handicapping spots, right? Letdown factors, look ahead factors, coming off low scoring games in the last 2, not in the zone on offense, not in the zone on defense. So those are the type of things that you really got to put into consideration, and your eyes are your prize, right? I always say what you see is what you believe, and you got to watch sports. Don't be a headline handicapper. I feel like I'm preaching all the time here, but when I say don't be, I'm not trying to be a preacher or anything like that. But the thing is, you got to do your due diligence and don't be a headline handicapper. And what I mean by that is that when you see on Twitter, the big clickbait, yeah, maybe that's a good word, clickbait tags that you see. And don't get caught up in the consensus pool of thinking, right? Because you'll see a lot of people, and I'll get to that in the NFL. There's a mindset that's out there, and I'm big in the when it comes to the mindset of the betting public, the psychology of it, because I think a lot of things what happens is that a well-respected handicapper or TV analyst will get on and they'll see, inside information, or I got a good hunch on this, and then it goes runs on fire, right? It just, everybody takes off with it, and next thing you know, what's the old saying in sports betting? When everybody's on one side, you go the other way, right? So those are some of the pearls, baby. Just give them pearls, as my good friend Greg Dempson would say back in the day when people would come to your website. Ronnie, they're not coming here to see your looks, because you got a face for radio, but give them the pearls. Give them the pearls, because that's all they want. They want those pearls. All right. again, so hopefully you guys got something out of that. I always feel like a Friday I'm always preaching, Preacher Ron here on a Friday morning. All right, what do we got on deck here? Let's see what we have on the schedule today. I know Mark Nation's always asking me about the consensus. So Mark, for you, I got the consensus ready this weekend. I'm going to talk about the Boston Red Sox game here tonight against Houston, the 3 NHL games, the NFL stats and trends, the new system forecast, which worked out last night between the Eagles and the Bucks, and then I'll give out those. The consensus picks. All right, let me see here. Who told you how to face your radio? Hey, I don't know. I just felt like it was a good line to say there, Sniper. Trends and friends, NFL. Don't forget. Happy Football Friday. Ron's Rowdies. Yeah, the Ramblers and Gamblers, and that's what we call the people in the bullpen. The people who show up every day. And there's Isaiah Moore, my good friend from Minnesota. And who else is in the house here? Pele J, Telly. We got Ralph Nunziata. How you doing, Ralph? The Better Odds one. School J, my boy going to tell me last night something you got to go with the best quarterback, says School J. I'm not sure what game you're talking about there, School J. My boy going to tell me last night something you got to go with the best quarterback. Yeah, that's you know what? So he's talking about handicapping football games, right? And that's another indicator I look for. Sometimes what I'll do is when I watch the lines, I'll give you an example. So let's say I'm looking at the game between the Vikings and the Panthers, right? So when you look at that game, you said, all right, when I look at the Panthers and Minnesota, first I always go to the head coaches, right? Who has the edge here? Is it Zimmer or is it Matt Rule? You know, Matt Rule, good up-and-coming young coach. Mike Zimmer's been in Minnesota, 9 years, something like that. Very defensive-minded head coach. New school. Here's a perfect example of new school versus old school right there, right? So that's one thing I look for. And then I look at the quarterbacks, Kirk Cousins, Sam Darnold. And, Cousins is very, sporadic, right? It seems like he'll go on a couple of good weeks of being on, and then it's just he's right off, and then the train goes right off the track. And Carolina, when you look at Sam Darnold, he needed a change of scenery. I listened to Bill Parcells a couple of weeks ago, and he says, what's happening with Sam Darnold right now? He's enjoying the new change of scenery. And sometimes when you're caught, even in life, right, when you're in a job you don't really want to be at, and the environment's not there, you just you say, man, it's time for a change. It's time to get, time to go to the old uncomfortable card and go do something that's different. It might make you feel uncomfortable for the first few weeks or months, but you got to fall into place, and I think things are falling into place for Sam Darnold there in Carolina. All right, Tom Brady, he won. Yeah, he won, but he didn't cover. That's right. And good one for the GOAT last night in Philly. And got to thank the head coach for Philadelphia for going for 2 at the end, right? Spiriani, I think his last name is. But thanks for going for 2 and getting us the hook. We needed that hook. We hook him, Hook him, Dano. That's what we did last night. We hooked him on the point spread. All right, let's get to the horse racing tip sheet of the day, and we always do this each and every day. So if you, I love the hype crowd. It gets them swinging. All right. Hey, so Belmont Park. So if you are new to the Raymond Report and you're going, how come I'm here to look for a football show and this guy's giving me horse racing picks? We always pay our respect to the horse racing industry. This is where I felt it all started out. And, it started out for me when I was here in Ottawa going to Connaught Racetrack in Elmer in the winter. And then Rideau Carleton, good old Rideau Carleton here in the summertime. Hey, those summertime blues. All right, let's talk about Belmont Park. Today is the free horse racing tip sheet at atsstats.com. If you go under tool horses, go to free tip sheet. In the pull-down menu, go to Belmont Park. October 15th, we've given you the free tip sheet all day, all night here for free at Belmont Park. $25,000 maiden claiming race, 12:35 post time at Belmont. 1 mile distant on the dirt in race number 1. And we are going to go 5-2-3 in race number 1 today at Belmont Park. Flight to Paradise with Manny Franco on the saddle for the number 5 horse, Flight to Paradise. 3-1 morning line on Flight to Paradise. The number 2 horse, the big favorite, 1-2 morning odds on Corkman. Castellano taking a ride on Corkman. And the 3 horse in the show place, Remember Mom, J.L. Samuel in the saddle for the 3 Remember Mom 4-1 morning line. 5-2-3 is your recommendation in race number 1, win, place, and show. And if you're going to play the Joker, the value play of the day is a nice long shot. Look at that, 20-1, the one horse, Deputy's Edge, with Harkey in the saddle. Harkey's only 9% in the money, though, in his last 100 races. If you're going to play an exacta today at Belmont, 5-2, 2-3, 3-1, exacta box. And if you're going to play trifecta, 5-2-3, 1-2-3, trifecta box. Always remember to box those horses. And if you're going to play the Joker, the value play of the day at 20-1, this is the way you want to bet this one. If you got a $20 budget, put 10 to win, 10 to place on Deputy's Edge. This way, if he comes in first, you get paid twice. If he comes in second, you get paid once. Pay the man, eh? Pay the man when they come in. All right, there you have it. That is your free horse racing play today at Belmont Park. And again, go to horses, go to free tip sheet, and you can get the entire tip sheet for free today at Belmont. Races 1 to 9. Races 1 to 9. Oh, 9 races today at Belmont Park in New York. I believe it's Queens, right? Queens, New York, where Belmont is, or Belmont, New York, I guess. What's that? No, what's Aqueduct? I think Aqueduct's at Queens. I think, yeah, Belmont's at Belmont. Duh. Hey, I should have known that. No baseball till Saturday unless you're watching Japan or South Korean baseball. No, actually, there is. Isn't there a baseball game here today between the Boston Red Sox and the Houston Astros? In fact, let me. I checked my my schedule this morning, and we do have a game. Yeah, it's tonight. So let's go to that game right now. Let's talk about the Major League Baseball, the rain report, and let me get that Red Sox and Astros game. Thanks, Ron the Don. Ron the Don, I like that. That's pretty cool. All right, let's go Boston Red Sox against Houston. Wearing, you guys see this T-shirt I'm wearing? Let's see if you guys are good with logos. What T-shirt is this that I'm wearing today? Let's see if there's any good classic rock fans out there. Hey, if you see the T-shirt, let me know what T-shirt you think this is today. I'll see if there's any good classic rock fans out there. All right, let's see. Boston Red Sox taking on the Houston Astros tonight. First pitch, 8:07 is the first pitch at Minute Maid Park. 20. This is based out of 23 games in the system. Now, minus 135 is the line here on the Houston Astros. The over-under set at 8. ATS forecast, computer pick, going to lean with Framber Valdez and the Houston Astros, 4.32 to 3.98. The over-under set here at 8.3. And looking at the starting pitcher today for Boston, Chris Sale. You know what? I'm going to lean with Boston in game number 1. There's just something about Boston. I pulled up the stats here a few weeks ago. If you look at Boston in the month of October, they are a team you do not want to go against. And, you know, I think it's like I said this yesterday, right? When you looked at my picks in the Stanley Cup this year, what happened here? Let me see here. Let me get back here. All right, here we go. Let me go to the dashboard. When I look at the Stanley Cup, my pick in the Stanley Cup was the Florida Panthers, right? But Tampa Bay won in 6, and I said, you know what? And there was something in that series that just made me go, whoever wins this series between Florida and Tampa Bay is going to win the Stanley Cup. And in that moment, I put some money on the the Tampa Bay Lightning, and it worked out. And I had that same feeling against Tampa Bay and the Tampa Bay and Boston Red Sox. I said, you know what, this looks a lot like my Florida Tampa Bay prediction. Whoever wins this series between the Rays and the Red Sox, I got a feeling they're going to win the World Series. And when you look at the Boston Red Sox in the month of October, let's go last 20 games in the month of October. Man, I know Reggie Jackson's Mr. October, but the Boston Red Sox 17-3, and we're going back to 2018. There's just something about Fenway, the magic of Fenway, the magic of the Red Sox in October. And now that the Yankees, they don't have to worry about them. And the LA Dodgers, good game last night. And if you watched my video last night, I thought with all that experience that it would carry them to a victory. But I'm seeing a Boston LA Dodgers World Series. How great would that be, right? That would be a good one. All right, Daryl Turner. Good morning, Ron. Report, folks. Parlay J, New England. I'm from Beantown and currently live in Rhode Island. I really like cashing winning parlay tickets at William Hill, Twin River. All right, Daryl. Yeah, Daryl's speaking of the Boston Red Sox. There's somebody from Beantown right there. I'm sure he's a big Boston Bruins fan too. Hey, Boston Bruins. I used to laugh in the 80s and 90s when, and I still watch hockey religiously. But if you go look at old hockey clips, go look at the old Montreal Canadiens in the 70s, 80s, 90s. You look behind the bench, Scotty Bowman and all the fans all dressed in 3-piece suits. And then you go to Boston, and there's the beer belly guy with his hot dog, mustard all over the shirt. Hey, keep it classy, Boston. Keep it classy. But I love Boston. Boston's a great sports town. One of my regrets is never going to the old Gardens, the Boston Gardens, to go see the Bruins back in the day. But but it just made me think of Beantown. That's why Daryl Turner just made me laugh with that one. All right, back to this one between the Boston Red Sox. Hey, you're getting great value here on the Boston Red Sox, plus 130. Let me check with Bookmaker, see what the latest line is. Maybe it's probably went down. Probably 110 right now. But again, I said yesterday, if you get a chance to take the Boston Red Sox in the World Series, I think it was like 490. If anything, you probably get a good hedging opportunity. But I don't know if 490 is really a number you want to start hedging with. But let me see here. Game number 1 tonight, Boston, plus 121. Yeah, so plus 121 at Bookmaker. And that's where I'm gonna go. Yeah, so I don't see anybody guessing my shirt yet. So it's Queens, Queen. Did everybody see the group Queen? I didn't see it with I saw Queens in Toronto a couple of years ago with Lambert, but I didn't get to see Freddie back in the day. But hey, you know what? Queen's a great rock band, right? Anybody big Queens fans? All right, so back to the game here between Boston and the Houston Astros. Now, looking at the value, I always look at the value, right? So when I go into if I'm handicapping regular season baseball, the analytics really come into play. But when I get to the playoffs, I'm very selective. That's why you won't see me post a lot of baseball picks in the playoffs. I just think the games are so microscope. Everybody, there's no edges. Maybe in the first 2 games there's value or the momentum, right? Anytime you're in playoff sports, hockey, basketball, Old Mo, you got to follow Old Mo. And I think, going into this game, the Boston Red Sox, big series win over the Rays. And there's just the magic of Fenway, the magic of the Red Sox, and you're getting plus 124. I do like the Boston Red Sox with Chris Sale. Now, I know Chris Sale been on mostly a pitch count in his outings, but you know what? If Chris Sale can give us 5 good innings tonight against Framber Valdez, we'll take that any day of the week, right? Looking at the history between these two teams, let me see how much history there is between Boston and the Houston Astros. In fact, let me go to my database and let me see how Boston has done in their last, let's go 10 games or 15 games. We'll do both. We'll do 10 and 15 against Houston. And let's see this. Let's go 10 games first. Last 10 in Houston. 5-5, 3-7 to the under. And what about any October games? Hey, let's see if there's any October games. Boston and Houston. 3-2, 4-1 to the over. So, you know what? Not bad. I do like Boston tonight in game number 1 of the AL Championship Series. All right, what do you guys think? Let me see. I'm just going to read the bullpen right now, see what you guys are saying. McCullers out for the series. Big break for the Red Sox. Wow, that is a big break, says Plays and Parlays. Sox got it. Factor got right in now. Chop, chop, says Southpaw. Chop, chop. I like that. Great morning. Been on vacation now. Back from the Pearls, baby. Hey, welcome back, OG Wheat. Hey, OG Wheat's in the house. Sooners romp Saturday versus TCU, says Ralph Nunziata. And let me see here. Make sure I don't miss anything else. I saw that CFL one. I'll look at the CFL game. The game tonight at minus 13.5. I'm not touching that game. Winnipeg against Edmonton. Edmonton's a mess right now. No start. The Harris is out. I'm not touching that game. I'm not laying 13 points in the CFL. Ron, that's Ron the Don. That's a good nickname. Zachary Reed. How you doing, Zach? All right, let me see here. Maybe having to worry about the Yankees is what drove Boston to win. Yeah, probably. There's Corner Gas, Chad, my buddy Chad from Corner Gas. Focus, Chad, focus. School J 2019, I hit a 10-team parlay. Wow, nice. Will Mish, hey, I asked you yesterday about being new to sports betting in Vegas. Is there a manual to do that? Yeah, if you just go to our, there's 2 things you can do, Will. You can go to the tools, get my 50 greatest sports betting secret, or the tutorials that will give you a good, or you know what, even better, Will, on the front page of YouTube, on my YouTube channel, there's 30 sports betting tip videos. So Will is new to sports betting, and he's in Vegas, and he wants to get some tips on sports betting. If you go to our front page on YouTube, in the month of July, I did the Dog Days of Summer series, and it's some of my best tips from my book, and some really great videos there. I'm really proud of those videos, because when I look back, and sometimes when I'm just killing time and I go look back at those videos, I'm like, man, these are, if I'm new to sports betting and some of these videos are there, this is like, you're falling into something good right there, because they'll give you a bit of a heads up. Think of it when you first got into sports betting. Here's a good way to know back in the day. Remember when you first came into sports betting and you saw like minus 110 and you're like, what the hell is this minus 110? And what's this OU? What's OU stand for? What does ATS stand for? You know how many times I get emails, people ask me, Ron, what's this SU you keep posting on your thing? Straight up, right? Against the spread. So always remember, there's always somebody new dropping into the sports betting world, and they don't have a clue, right? And the thing is, a lot of proud people will say, you know what, I don't want to look stupid. I don't want to ask a stupid question. Hey, the only stupid question is the one you don't ask, right? So anytime you're new to sports betting and you don't, you're saying, you know what, I got to know what he's talking about here. What's SU? What's ATS? What's this? What's that? Man, is there a sports betting for dummies 101? Yeah, it's right here at the Rain Report. And go look at those tip videos, get the book, and you'll be it's a 9-inning game, right? And if you get those books and videos, you'll probably be right into the 3rd inning. So we'll help you out that way, eh? A little crazy analogy, but it still works. All right, Boston Red Sox in game number 1. And you know what? I do like the Red Sox to win the World Series. Crazy as it might sound, but I do like him. Hey, just remember, Boston Red Sox, when they first started the season, right? Cora, took in charge. They had a great first couple of months. Then they had that hiccup. I don't know what happened in the month of August and September, but maybe they're back, right? All right, let's go to your 3 NHL hockey games here tonight. We got 3 on the docket, and then I'm going to get into the NFL, and then I'll get into the stats and trends. Hey, I said to myself, okay, I'm just going to fly by this Boston and NHL stuff, and look at that. We're already a half hour into the show. All right, good luck all. Ron is the man. Hello, Rusty, says Chad. Hey, right on. All right, Flyers taking on the Vancouver Canucks. Now the bookmakers have made the Flyers a 152 favorite. Not like the old, hey, is that the arena still on Broad Street? The Broad Street Bullies, remember those guys? Vancouver Canucks, 6.5 is the total. ATS forecast, computer pick, gonna lean with the new version of the Broad Street Bullies. The Philadelphia Flyers, 3.45, 2.66, the over-under at 6.11. Now Vancouver coming off a 3-2 loss to the Oilers the other night. You know what? It was a good hockey game for the Vancouver Canucks. Now, they fell behind 2-0 that game. They tied it up and then lost in a shootout. But Vancouver deserved a better faith in that game, I felt. Sometimes when you watch a hockey game, you got to be lucky to be good or good to be lucky, whatever that saying is. I just felt the last couple of premium picks, Edmonton and Florida, we got a little bit lucky. But the one thing I'll tell you, if you're betting NHL hockey, and I'll do this next week, the first 10 games for home teams, always, especially the favorites, normally it's pretty good. I'd say about 65% money. Home favorites in the first 10 game, right? Because think of it. You got a favorite at home. Look at the Ottawa Senators last night. I said this yesterday. Every time Ottawa plays Montreal, Toronto, it's like their Stanley Cup. Hopefully you cashed that one too. 155. Cha-ching. Hey, that was a nice one. And we finally signed Brady Tkachuk. So the heart and soul of the team will be back with the club there very shortly. Looking at this one, Vancouver in the last 10 trips to Philly, 5-5 straight up, 4-5-1 to the over/under. In the last 10 head-to-head meetings, 6-4 for the Flyers, 2-6-2 to the over/under. This is Philly's first game of the year. I know the Philly. I got to look at the lineup there this morning. I didn't get a chance to look at the starting lineup, the starting goalies. But if you go to hockeypicks.com, I will have my picks this afternoon. But I'm not going to give a lean or an opinion right now until I see the lineups. The one thing in sports betting now, you got to see who's between the pipes. Any injuries, because it is so tight. Look at Montreal last night. They start their backup goalie, and man, it was like it was like Swiss cheese between the pipes right there. Chicago taking on the New Jersey Devils. Now the Devils are 132. Speaking of goaltendings, I love Mackenzie Blackwood. If you get a chance to see this goalie, I have him at 5,000. I put beer money on it, and it's going to pay off pretty well if he wins the Vezina. But yesterday I told you guys I picked 2 goalies to win the Vezina, my long shots. UC Saros of the Nashville Predators. And who's the other one? Mackenzie Blackwood. We'll see if that pans out. Minus 132 is the line. 6.5 is the over-under. ATS forecast computer pick. Going to go with the Devils in this one. 3.2 to 2.8. The over-under at 6.09. Looking at the last 10 meetings between these two teams. When Chicago travels to New Jersey, they're 5-5 in their last 10 trips. 3-5-2 to the over-under. And when New Jersey goes to Chicago or they play the Blackhawks at home, they are 6-4. Straight up 6-2-2 against the point spread. Look at this so far this year. Home teams 12-3. You see this right here in yellow? That indicates days rest. Home teams 12-3 so far this year. Wow, 9-4-2 to the over/under. You know what? Let me verify that. The one thing, hey, I see something like that, I go right to my my super database because I want to make sure that is the right thing here. Let me go to my dashboard. And let's go to the super database. Any hockey fans out there? Anybody love hockey? I love hockey. Basketball next week. bballpicks.com will be active. It is active now. You can sign up. All right, let's do this. Home teams to start the year. Current season. Survey says. Oh, not this one. Okay, why is it bringing me from last year? Okay. Let me see here. Do I got 2021? No. So I got to fix that. All right, let me see here. First 15 games of a season. Let me try that. No, it's going back to the last. Wait a minute here. Home games. Let's go current season. Let's see what's going on here. All right, I gotta get the programmer to fix that. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, I'll take the word here. 12-3 so far. Maybe you guys could confirm that. I love winter, no bugs. Hey, if that's your thing for loving winter because of no bugs, I think you're the only one who thinks that way there, Chad. All right, let's go to Minnesota against Anaheim. And we do, hey, you know what? Anaheim pulled the upset the other night against the Winnipeg Jets. In fact, it was a 4-1. That's a spanking. That's not even a close game. And then Minnesota, they have their first game of the year. Now, when Minnesota plays Anaheim, in Anaheim at the Duck Pond, they are 8-2 straight up, 4-6 to the over/under. In the last 10 head-to-head meetings, Anaheim 2-8. Now, the way Anaheim won the other night, you got to be a little careful going into tonight's game, right? Because that's a good Winnipeg Jets team they beat 4-1. Now, looking at the line on this game, minus 167 for Minnesota. The over-under set at 5.5. ATS forecast computer pick, gonna lean with Minnesota in this one. 3.1 to 2.8. The over-under set at 6. So it does like it to go over the total. I don't really like a lot of the games here tonight. I don't know if I'll have any beer and pizza money going, but we'll take a look after. But again, don't forget, check out my picks each and every day right here at hockeypicks.com. All right, let's go to the front page. Can you go through the college football forecast? I'll try. It's just there's so many of those games that it's like we'll see. All right, let me see here what's on the schedule right now. We are going to go to NFL week. So I got some great stats and trends for you guys here. All right, let's go to the stats and trends. And let me see here. Where are they? There it is. Bill Belichick, eh? Look at that mug. Hey, does that look like a coach who's really happy that Tom Brady left? Hey, does that look like a happy coach to you guys? We'll see this weekend if he's happy. We'll see if he can turn that frown upside down this weekend. All right, let's take a look at the Green Bay Packers. Look at this. This is a pretty good one here. Now, when I did the stats and trends, the one thing, keep in mind, these are only indicators. These are not picks. So the one thing I always want to clarify, these are stats and trends, and NFL trends are your friends, Gloria, and this is for you right here. All right, when the Green Bay Packers are a 3.5 to 6.5 point favorite against an NFC North Division opponent, so a division foe, and they scored exactly 22 to 28 points for in their last game, those Packers are 12-1 straight up and 11-2 against the number. I like this stat right here on the Steelers. I do like the Steelers this weekend. I do like them against Seattle with Geno Smith at the helm now for the Hawks. When the Pittsburgh Steelers are a home favorite on 6 days rest and they're coming off a home win like they did last week, they are 26-3 in their next game, 22-5-2 against the point spread. Solid stat right here on the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Washington football team, let's get that nickname out there so we can stop saying football team, is a home underdog during the month of October, and they're coming off an ATS loss. They are 8-2 straight up and against the point spread in their next game. and that's a pretty good one right there. Chicago, there's the one. Now, I gave you a Green Bay one. Now I'll give you a Chicago if you want to take a chance here on the Bears. As a home team on 6 days rest, and they're coming off 2 ATS wins since 1983. They're 22-5 straight up, 26-1 against the number, but 5-21-1 to the under. So anytime Chicago's a home team on 6 days rest and they're coming off 2 ATS wins, 5-21-1 to the under. Now, the Patriots, this here is a never lost angle for New England. Maybe this is why Big Bill here is a little disappointed. Not disappointed, but a little worried this weekend. He's going to break this goose egg of 11-0. When New England's a home underdog, and hey, how many times are you going to say that in your lifetime, right? In the last 10 years? When New England Patriots are a home underdog on 6 days rest, and the opponent they're facing has an 80% or higher win percentage, those New England Patriots since 1983 are 7-4 straight up, but 11-0 against the point spread. I do like New England this weekend. Give me the points. LA Chargers as a road team against an opponent. So the Baltimore Ravens, who are coming off a Monday Night Football game. So LA Chargers as a road team when their opponent's coming off a Monday Night Football game, Baltimore, and they're playing off 6 days rest, and the last game went over the total. The over 9-2 straight up. But they're only 2-9 straight up and 3-8 against the point spread. I think the Ravens might get this one here, but I'm sure Charger fan will have something to say about that. And your Monday Night Football stat and trend of the night: when the Tennessee Titans are a 3.5 to 6.5 point underdog, and they're playing a conference opponent like the Buffalo Bills, and it's during week 4 to 8, those same Titans or the previous Titan franchise, 13-3 to the over, 13-3 to the over. Glory, I'm back in Chicago for vacation. All this rain. Hey, that means get back to where you were, Quentin. Yeah, I don't know what's with the rain lately. It's been very cloudy lately. Pearls, Ron. Give them the pearls, baby. Give them the pearls. Hey, that's what they want. My good friend Greg Dempson would always say, Ron, they don't come see your face. They come see give them the pearls. They want the pearls. All right, let's get to the what's the next one here. So, yeah, good stats and trends. And if you want to see the stats and trends, you can get them for free. Go to atsstats.com. Go look for Bill's mugshot right there. Hey, looks like Bill's sitting on... Whoa! What the hell was that? Oh, that was kind of loud. Scared the crap out of me right there. I gotta turn my speaker down. Hey, there was I don't know if you guys can hear that, but somebody just logged in. But if you look at my reaction there, I think I'm just waiting for my reaction. It's just gonna scare the crap right out of me right there. That was kind of funny. So anytime somebody signs up or subscribes, this big sound goes off, and it was there it is. Oh, there. I just saw my reaction right there. I guess it was like a 10-second delay. Yeah, that was kind of scary. All right, let's get to the what's the next one here? We got NFL system. All right, so when you go to the Pearls, I'm with the Eagles last night, back on track. I went with the Eagles points last night. Yeah, that was a good one. We got lucky there. Hey, sometimes you gotta be lucky. Yeah, that was kind of funny. I know you guys are just seeing it now, but that was kind of funny. All right, let's go to the pearls. Hey, let's go get some pearls. Speaking of pearls, I think Bitcoin is going to be providing a lot of pearls to a lot of people. Hey, the price of Bitcoin going right up. All right, Tampa Bay taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Now we had 28-25 in the forecast. The chance of winning was a 62.9, 37. Chances of covering the spread was 55-44. So it didn't pan out for Eagle fan here on the system, but we did get it on the forecast, and I did recommend it last night. Now Kansas City taking on the Washington football team. Now the Chiefs a 6.5 point favorite. Over/under set at 55.5. We got Kansas City winning, but only by 5, 28-23. The over/under here, I guess you put the math together, it would be 51, maybe 50, yeah, close to 51, 52. So I'd like it to go under. And looking at the chances of winning, 66.6% chance of winning for Kansas City, 33 for Washington. And the Chiefs only have a 53% chance of covering compared to 46 for Washington. And the chance of this game going under the total is at 66.6% for both these teams. Now, if you're wondering, Ron, how do you get these numbers? I know you're just saying them right now, but where's these numbers coming from? Well, good question, Ron, and let me give you the answer. Now, if you look here, Kansas City's a 6.5 point favorite. The over/under is at 55. When you click on the Kansas City Chiefs, you're going to see this here. when any NFL football team going back to 1983 is a 3.5 to 6.5 point road favorite and the totals between a certain range, that is what those teams in the past have done. They've won on average of 28.3, and same thing when we do the formula. This is the forecast of what the score was in the past, the average score. So this year, whenever you see the forecast, we're giving you the average forecast of the situations, and depending on each team's situation, let's say Kansas City's coming off 2 wins, 2 losses, and if it has more than 10 occurrences now, sometimes you're going to see that it doesn't say coming off a win or coming off an ATS win or loss. That's because there's not 10 occurrences. So we do a process of elimination, and if it doesn't meet the 10-game requirement, then we don't include it into the forecast. So I just wanted to give you guys a bit of that. All right, Dallas taking on New England. I like New England this weekend. I really do. Even though Bill Belichick's not too happy there on the front page, I do like the Patriots. Now Dallas, 3.5 point favorite. The over/under at 49.5. We got Dallas winning 29-21. Now, according to this forecast, it does like Dallas to win. A 74.5% chance of winning, 20% chance of winning for New England. The chance of covering only 52.8 for Dallas, 35 for the Patriots. And you can see here the chance of this game going under the total is at 41.5 for Dallas, 40% for the New England Patriots. All right, so when you click on it, and let's go see the over-under. I'll show you another thing. If you just scroll right down, it gives you the records right down here, right? So the chances of, let me see, the over-under. So 12-8 to the over-under. So only a 40% chance of this game going under, meaning a 60% chance of this game going over the total. And that's the forecast, 29-21. Seattle taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. We got the Steelers a 4.5 point favorite. The over-under at 42.5. We got the Steelers winning this one by 6. 23-17, the over-under set here at about, 40? So it does like it to go under the total of, let me see, where was I? No, yeah. So it has 40, about 41, and we have at 42.5. I should have done the math before the show, but the chances of winning does favor Pittsburgh at 69% compared to 35% for the Seahawks. And if you look at these two here, I just won't go through all of them, but you can see the chance of covering right here for both sides. But when you get a membership, if you have a membership, this is the chance of winning column, chance of covering, and the chance of game going under the total. Vegas taking on the Denver Broncos. Broncos a week from hell from an administrative point of view. Minus 4.5 is the line here on Denver. The over-under at 44.5. Back in the day when Shanahan was the coach, this was a great series. Hey, I don't know if it still has that same intensity, but Shanahan always wanted to beat the Raiders. And back in the day, 27-21 is the final. The over-under set here at, let me see here, 48. So it does like it to go over the total. And the chance of winning, 66% for Denver, 30.9 for the Raiders. Minnesota taking on the Carolina Panthers. Minus 2.5 is the number here for Minnesota. The over-under at 46.5. And we do have a close game in this one. We do have Minnesota winning, but not covering. 22-21, the over-under at 43. So it does like it to go under the total. And the chance of going under is for both teams right there at about 54%. Cincinnati taking on the Detroit Lions. The line here on this game is the Bengals 3.5. The over-under set at 47.5. 29-21 is the forecast. And 80% chance of winning for Cincinnati. Detroit 25.4. I think Detroit gets maybe their first win of the season this weekend. All right, let's go to the next game here between the Dolphins and Jacksonville. Now, this game will be played across the pond in England. Miami, a 3.5 point favorite. The over-under at 45.5. We do have the Fish winning this one, 24-19. And the over-under to land on about, let me see here, 44. So it does like it to go under the total. And the chance of going under is at 59%. LA Rams taking on the New York Football Giants. Now, the G-Men, a 9.5 point home underdog in this one. The over-under at 47.5. We like the Rams here to win by exactly that. This is too tight to call. 28.5 to 19.2. And we do have the total landing on, 47, close to 48. So it does like it to go over the total. But the Kogu is at 53%. Again, Kogu stands for chance of game going under. We have 53 for the Rams and 53. And we do have, let me see. Yeah, you know what? When I look at the chance of covering, if it's in the 45, 55 range, then, that's to me, it's like a pick 'em, right? You can flip a quarter. Green Bay taking on the Bears. Now, Chicago, you're getting a lot of value on the Bears this weekend. 5.5 is the line. The over-under is at 44.5. We got Green Bay winning, but only by 5. Maybe it might be another Bucks-Eagles thing where we hook them, right? Hook them, Dano. Hey, let's see if we can hook them tonight. 25-20, the over-under landing on 45. So it does like it to go over the total. And, I gave you those good stats on the Bears and the Packers, right? But a really good angle on the under in the stats trends are your friends, right? Arizona taking on Cleveland. This could be the game of the weekend, depending what the weather is going to be like in Cleveland. And if the weather's nasty in Cleveland, that's going to favor the run game, and that will favor Cleveland. Now the Browns a 3.5-point favorite. The over/under at 50.5. We have a high-scoring affair here, but again, I think weather plays a major factor in this game this weekend. Arizona, the only 5-0 team left, and maybe to get that L this weekend. 25-22, favoring the Cleveland Browns. 57% chance of winning compared to 43.5 on the chances. In fact, let me take a look at that, 47 and 42, so very low chance of covering. And when I click on the Cleveland Browns, I want to see something right here. Yeah, see, so any team that's a pick in the -3 home favorite, totals between 47.5, 51, coming off one straight up loss and ATS loss. That's what I was talking to you guys about, right? Every team since 1983 that's in the exact situation that Cleveland's in this weekend, 20 and 15 straight up, 15, 17, and 3 against the number. So again, I think weather plays a major factor this weekend, and keep an eye out on the weather between the Cardinals and the Browns. I do like Cleveland this weekend. Chargers taking on Baltimore. The Ravens a 2.5-point favorite. Over/under set at 51.5. Forecast leaning with Baltimore in this one. You know what? Baltimore, we always think they're one dimension, right? Which in a lot of cases they are with Lamar Jackson, a good running quarterback. But all they do is win football games, and they find ways to win. It's just funny how Harbaugh always gets the best out of his players. But I just feel, Lamar, anytime he gets in the game, it doesn't matter what the score is. He just has that winning attitude of, all right, time to turn this game, time to crank it up a notch here and find a way to win. And that's with Baltimore, right? Baltimore always finds a way to win a football game. And now the LA Chargers, Justin Herbert having a really great solid season, been involved in a lot of tough games, right? Their strength of schedule out of the gate, some really tough opponents when you look at Cleveland last week and then Dallas. Man, the LA Chargers strength of schedule has been really, really tough. And again, they're growing as a franchise, right? I saw their head coach this week talk, and young head coach Brandon Staley. Man, very good. The future's bright in LA with the Chargers. 29-23 is the final, and we have this one landing right there in the total. Look at that, 52, right? 52. So it likes to go over. But again, this is the Chargers and Ravens. I was thinking of Arizona. All right, Houston taking on Indianapolis. The Colts and the Texans. Now, Colts, they can't have these meltdowns on defense, right? They were in control of that game on Monday night, and Lamar just found a way to win. -9.5 is the line. This is a very high line. Again, I think Houston, since the beginning of the year, people think that it's a team in disarray, a team with a lot of distraction, but all they do is compete. You look at the Houston Texans, everything they do, they're pros. The players are pros. They just go on with their business. They don't talk about Deshaun Watson, Deshaun Watson, and they just do their things, right? They work as pros and they do their thing. All right, 27-18 is the final here for the Colts, so we do have them winning by, let me see here, 9. We haven't won by 9. So look at that, the line right there. I'm not going to touch this game. There's better games on the board. Chance of winning, 79% for the Colts, and we do have chance of covering very low for both teams. And the Monday night football game, the Bills taking on the Titans, right? -5.5 is the line here for the Bills. 54.5 seems like a pretty high number to me, right? And for some reason, I think Buffalo always has trouble against the Tennessee Titans. Let me go to my rain report, and let me go see the last couple of games between these two teams. Texans covers. I think so. But again, I wouldn't touch that game. I think there's better games on the board. If I play that game, it's a beer and pizza money game, right? Like those are the type of games you really don't want to. If you don't feel it, you don't feel it. And when in doubt, get out. That's my saying. All right, let me take a look at the Bills. Look at that. 26 on the Raymond Report computer forecast on the team system. Now, I'm going to show you something after. Now, this here is, if you see the score here, 28-23. This is the league system, new system format. And this is when any team is in this situation. And this here, when you see this forecast, it's a team forecast. So when the Buffalo Bills and the Tennessee Titans are in this exact situation. So just wanted to clarify that, because I know people will say, hey, you know what, you're saying this on one side and this the other side. This is a new system that we just built here 2 weeks ago. So we will incorporate these new scores into the new system. So just give us a few weeks and we'll fix that. So this way people will say, hey, you're talking both sides of your mouth. You can't do that. Yeah, I know that. But, well, hey, like I tell you guys many times when I do this show, I mop the floors, I clean the windows, and I do security at night here. So I can only do so much. Looking at what I was looking at. Oh, yeah, I want to look at the last couple of games. Look at that. Titans 42-16. Buffalo 14-7. 12-13. Look at that. 14-13. Man, these team has a history of playing some really tight games, and Titans have been pretty dominant against these teams, right? But this is not the same Buffalo Bills team, and it's surely not the same Tennessee team. Did you just say Shirley? Remember that Airplane, the movie? Did you just say Shirley? All right. So that is the forecast on this game for the I'm going to use this one here for document reasons. So 28-23. But I do like Tennessee to cover the spread this weekend. All right, that is your forecast here on the new rain report. So again, if you want to get the new forecast system and you want to check every game, every team, all you got to do is go to the front page of atsstats.com right here. And then once you get on the front page, you're going to see a banner right here on the right. Look for the Kyler Murray image right here. Click on it. And then when you click on it, go to NFL. And then when you click on NFL, just click on any of the team names. Click on any of the team names. So let's say I click on Steelers. It'll give you the situation where we get the stats from. So when any NFL 3.5 to 6.5 point home favorite and totals 41.5 to 44, and that team's coming off one straight up win and one ATS win since 1983. And if you scroll down to the bottom, you're going to see all the history of all those teams that are in the exact situation the Pittsburgh Steelers are in this weekend, and the same numbers, the ranges of the totals, and the reason why we take the totals is because we're including both teams, right? You know, both teams, because the total will tell you the strength of each team's offense and defense, and then the record of that team is 58-26, 69%. That's a pretty good record. 42-39-3. So again, if you're ever wondering where we get these forecasts, just click on the name of the team, and then it'll take you to the next page. And again, if there's not 10 occurrences, we will not include the straight up win and ATS win. So you're going to see sometimes, hey, Ron, it doesn't have coming off straight up or ATS factor. How come? Because it didn't have the 10 game requirement. All right, let me get to the forecast here, the consensus picks. Let me get to my consensus picks here for you guys. And last weekend, let me go right here, NFL. Let me go right down here. Let's do this. NFL. There we go. All right. So last weekend we had only one. I believe there was only one consensus last weekend, and that was actually, you know what? No, we did a few of them, right? All right. So week number 5. Yeah, the week before we only had one. So last week the underdog play of the day was Buffalo. Buffalo plus 2.5 was the newsletter consensus. Now, what I'm giving you guys here is I subscribe to 3 different newsletters, and then and the reason I do is I track them along with mine to see if we're all in the same ballpark when it comes to the mindset of the predictions, and I keep track of it, right? And then I post the results on Monday or Tuesday on the website. And so far, the underdogs consensus plays of the week are 9-3 against the point spread. Now, the favorites had a really good week last week. We went 4-1 straight up, and against the point spread, we had Tampa Bay, Carolina, New Orleans, Arizona, Tennessee. So we had a really good week. The consensus against the point spread are now 9-11 after a very slow start, so we're catching up. But here are your consensus plays for this week. The favorites, only one favorite this week, and that's Baltimore, minus 3.5. And I got 4 underdog plays for you guys this weekend. Washington, plus 7.5. New England, plus 4.5. Now, the Giants, I had plus 11.5 at the beginning of the week. I think it's down to, 9.5 now, but for document reason, I'm going to use 11.5 because that's what we started with. and Carolina plus 2.5. So those are your 4 consensus newsletter picks of the week. Washington plus 7.5, New England plus 4.5, New York Giants plus 11.5, and Carolina plus 2.5. And those are your 4 newsletter consensus underdog plays of the week. And your only favorite of the week is the Baltimore Ravens. All right, I'll give you guys the computer picks in college football real quickly. I'm not going to go and I'm just going to scroll through it because there's way too many, and I'm getting hoarse here. All right, so let's go. So Memphis and Navy, the Friday nights, 39-21. We got Oregon against Cal. We got the Ducks, 36-20. We got Tigers beating the Orange, 26-21. Marshall 40, North Texas 25. I said I wouldn't do it, but I'm doing it anyways. Hey, there's no way to other do it. You can't just go scroll through it. You got to do it the right way, I guess, right? But that's why you guys watch the Rain Report. Hey, that's why I'll do it for you guys. San Diego 31, San Jose 22, Michigan 35, Indiana 20. The Hurricanes 30, North Carolina, the Tar Heels 42, Purdue 11, Iowa 28. I do like Iowa here, but it's a dangerous spot, right? After an emotional win against Penn State last weekend. We got the Bearcats 42, the UCF Golden Knights 21. Rutgers against Northwestern. We got the Wildcats 25, Rutgers 21. The Longhorns beating the Cowboys here, 33-26, over under at 59. We got Arkansas 34, Auburn 17. Georgia taking on the Kentucky Wildcats. Kentucky, you know what? This is going to be a big test for the Wildcats this weekend. We'll see if they are for real, right? If they, even if they lose, but it's how they lose, right? Or if they pull the upset, who knows? We'll see if Stoops got the guys rolling in Georgia. I doubt it, though. Georgia's defense, lights out. 28-10 is the final. 39 is the over-under. Bama, big game for Bama to rebound off that loss to the Aggies, 39-15 against Mike Leach and the Bulldogs. We got Pitt taking on the Hokies, 31-28, favoring the Pitt Panthers, landing on 59. Miami 35, Akron 14, Arizona 25, Colorado 25. Okay, so 25.8 for the Wildcats, 25.3 for the Buffaloes. So we do like the Wildcats to pull the upset. Ball State taking on the Eastern Michigan Eagles. We have the Cardinals winning this one 35-32, over under at 68. So it does like it to go over the total, way over the total. Northern Illinois. Remember last week I said, hey, you know what? Like this Huskies team, they could be a surprise here. Big win last week against the Rockets, 22-20, and 33-20 this weekend against Bowling Green, but could be a letdown factor. BYU taking on Baylor. We got the Bears winning 25-22. Colorado State taking on New Mexico, beating the Lobos here, 26-15. Duke taking on Virginia. We got the Cavaliers 42, the Blue Devils 18. Wyoming taking on Fresno State, 39-20, the over-under at 59. Hawaii taking on the Wolfpack, 42-20. We got Iowa State taking on Kansas State. This is a dangerous spot here for Campbell and the Cyclones. I think I'm disagreeing with the computer pick here. 33-19, the over-under at 53. We got Western Michigan 42, Kent State 27. The Bulldogs 26, UTEP 24. Big challenge this weekend for UTEP, who are 4-1 on the season. Mississippi taking on Tennessee, 27-25, favoring the Vols. I do like Tennessee this weekend. Nebraska taking on the Gophers, the Golden Gophers, 29-24 for Nebraska. NC State taking on Boston College, 39-22, the over-under at 61. Ohio taking on the Bulls, Buffalo 34, Ohio 27. We got Rice taking on Utah, Texas San Antonio. Texas San Antonio, all they do, this is this year's version of Coastal Carolina. 34-13, the over-under at 48. Stanford taking on Washington State, 12-14, a low-scoring affair this week. I do like Stanford. TCU taking on the Sooners, Boomer Sooner, 38-20, the over-under at 59. This is also a mess with the quarterback situation. Now here's a classic letdown spot. Will the Aggies show up this weekend after an emotional win last weekend against Alabama? 33-28, the over-under at 61. Texas Tech taking on Kansas, 42-17, the over-under landing on 59, favoring Texas Tech. The Rockets looking to rebound off that loss to the Huskies last weekend, taking on the Chippewas of Central Michigan, 28-20, the over-under at 48, favoring the Rockets. Troy taking on the Texas State Bobcats, a couple Ottawa guys playing on that team, 26-14, the over-under at 41. Tulsa taking on the South Florida Bulls. Bulls not having a lot of fun time right now. 23-33 favoring the Golden Hurricanes, who got their first win last weekend against Memphis. UAB taking on Southern Miss. 26-23, the over-under at 49. Utah State taking on the Rebels. We got the Aggies winning this one, 42-33, over-under at 75. We got South Carolina beating the Commodores 30-10. We got Western Kentucky taking on Old Dominion. We got the Hilltoppers 45, the Monarchs 20. We got Liberty Flames taking on UL Monroe. We got Liberty winning this one, 49-20, the over-under at 70. The Florida Gators taking on LSU. Big game for Coach O this weekend. Coach O's got to win some ball games, or he might be on the unemployment list line right there. Florida Gators 30, LSU 24, the over-under at 54, so it does like it to stay under the total. Army taking on Wisconsin, 27-12, the over-under at 39.4. Man, two running team. This is going to be a quick game. Air Force taking on Boise State. We got the Broncos in a low-scoring affair, 19-9. When I first saw this, you know what? I said, wow, that's a low-scoring affair, but it's only from 3 previous games in the database. We'll see if this stays a low-scoring affair. This one here grabbed my attention to the under when I saw the over-under at 51. You got Herm Edwards and the Arizona State Devils taking on the Utes. Did you say Utes? 30-19, the over-under at 50.3. And the UCLA Bruins taking on the Huskies. And we got Washington winning by 2, 25-23, and the over-under at 49.2. All right, there you have it. That's the college football. Hey, I said I wouldn't go through every one of them, but I did. There's just no way of doing it, right? If you're going to go, you're all in, right? All in. Here we go. All right, folks, that was the show today on a Football Friday. I combined a bit of college and NFL, but a lot of good information this weekend. I got my beer and pizza money picks loaded right now at atsstats.com. So when you go to the website, go to NFL, go to picks, and I got 2 premium picks. In fact, when you look at my premium picks this season, the NFL having a pretty good run. In fact, my NFL premium picks are 9-3 on the season, hitting 75%. College football, not so bad, 6-6, not as good as my premium picks in the NFL, but I'm stronger with the NFL selections. 75% in the NFL. My premium picks are pretty good this weekend. All right, folks, there you have it. That is the show today in a nutshell for a Friday, a Football Friday, October 15th. Again, I'll be back here on Monday. And again, if you have any questions, you want to get in touch with me, you can contact me at Ron Raymond at atsstats.com, or go to ATS hit the Contact Us button, leave your details, and I will get back to you within the hopefully within the hour, if not within the day. And you can reach me each and every day right here at atsstats.com. In the meantime, shop for value, play those percentages, and I'll see you back here on Monday. As always, hasta la vista, baby. I'll see you Monday, not mañana.